Okay, so some of you may know, despite the fact that the Boruto anime and manga are continuing, the creator of Naruto, the original creator, Masashi Kishimoto, has already began on a new manga entitled Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru. Now, unfortunately, I got some bad news for what's been going down. Things ain't looking good, and despite having such a huge name attached to it, Samurai 8 right now, it's looking grim for the series. Let's talk about it. No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. Okay, so it's been quite a few months since the beginning of this series, Samurai 8, The Tale of Hachimaru, by the creator of Naruto, Masashi Kishimoto. I want to say we're already in the 20s, like 22 to 23 chapters have been released of the manga as of the recording of this video. And sales for the first 2 volumes, which for some reason it took quite a while for them to release the volumes. Usually they try and speed those out the door immediately, but they held off and they released volume 1 and 2 of Samurai 8 together. So we got 2 volumes that came out or whatever, and you would think, because let's look at, for example, having such a big name usually means really good things and usually means some type of big success for whatever's to come. Look at Eden Zero. I remember, I want to say sales for the first volume were like at 100K. In case you don't know what Eden Zero is, it's the follow-up series from the creator of Fairy Tail, Hiro Mashima. So having that name attached to it immediately guaranteed that it was going to have major sales, great sales. And that's not even in Shonen Jump, the top magazine, the top, shonen magazine out there in Japan, in the world for that matter. So, you would think if Hiro Mashima is doing those great numbers with his follow-up series, that the creator of Naruto, one of the biggest series in the entire world, wouldn't have problems. Samurai 8 should be coasting, should be doing amazing. But sales are in for those first 2 volumes, and things ain't looking good. And we even got some comparisons to some other series, but I'm just kind of wondering exactly, and I kind of got an idea, but where the ball is being dropped. Because to be honest with you, I do think that they're going to allow this series to go for a while. I do think that no matter what sales are for this series, they're not going to axe it. I could be wrong. And this isn't the first time that a major author came back and, his work isn't stellar as far as success goes. I mean, look at the author of Rurouni Kenshin. He tried to come back with Buso Ranking, and Buso Ranking, despite the quality of it, I've never read it myself, so I'm not going to judge that, but it wasn't a success by any means in comparison to its predecessor. So not every author is going to have a smash return. Also, you got to look at the fact that Boruto is still going on, so technically a lot of Naruto fans still haven't really moved on to try new things. But I think one of the biggest reasons, and we're gonna have it right here, we'll talk about the sales in a second, exactly what it's doing and things like that, but I think one of the big reasons why it's not doing so well, it's too complex too early on. A lot of the complaints that I continuously see up until this point, despite that there's already a solid fan base for it, don't get me wrong, I see a lot of people, including myself, I'm actually maybe 1 or 2 chapters behind on Samurai 8. I'm loving it. I love the world building. It is vast, it is complex, but in itself, I think that's the problem. I think the fact that it is complex this early on is turning a lot of people off. There's a lot to digest early on in this series. I mean, again, we're 20 chapters in, but even in the first few chapters, it was like, okay, this is the samurai soul and the hilt and the princess and, the bone, and like, there's so much that a lot of people just were like, this is manga, I shouldn't be feeling like I'm reading rocket science. And it's understandable. I mean, it's not rocket science, it's not that complex, but it is a lot. For example, with Hunter x Hunter, the difference between a series like Samurai 8 and Hunter x Hunter is that with that series, it started off really simple. Oh, Nen. Oh, okay. And it slowly built up, adding all these extra elements, all of these complex parts, to by the time you get to where it's really complex, it was an easy build of understanding and you have a good grasp of it. Samurai 8, it's kind of like throwing all of this at you in the very beginning, and I think it's hard to understand as well. Maybe once it gets an anime, because again, I am not going to say, which a lot of people are saying, yeah, it's getting cancelled, watch, they're gonna get rid of it. I don't see it happening simply because it's Masashi Kishimoto. I'm imagining to bring him back to Shonen Jump with a new series, they probably had to drop a serious bag in that man's lap, okay? It wasn't gonna be cheap to bring him back, considering he left Shonen Jump because he couldn't handle the workload. It was like, yo, I can't do this no more, I need a break. And he took, what, 4 or 5 years before he returned. So they paid this man probably a ridiculous amount of money, probably gets a ridiculous percentage of the sales and everything. I'm sure negotiations went great for him. So they're wanting this to be a smash success. So even though it's off to a really, really bad start, I mean, this is pretty bad for considering, again, they're promoting it and pushing it. I mean, it had that trailer, I want to say at the end of last year, that they took, you know, the manga panels and had it like in motion, and, you know, they keep on pushing it like creator of Naruto's next adventure, next series or whatever. So I'm sure they want this to win. They want to make money off this. They want this to be huge. They want this to be the, you know, Hunter x Hunter to Yu Yu Hakusho, the Dragon Ball to Dr. Slump. That's what they were probably banking on and still are banking on for Samurai 8. But sales of the first 2 volumes, which I think in and of itself, that was a blunder. Considering lukewarm reception to it in the beginning, why would you drop 2 volumes at once? Like, maybe they were scared of first week's or the first volume sales being really low, so that's why they bundled it up together and waited until there was more material before people made their judgments. I think they should have just dropped that first volume, bam, creator of Naruto, continue pushing that, and then move forward. Because in terms of quality, Samurai 8 is great. Like, Samurai 8 right now, where it stands, it's already on the path to becoming an incredibly well-written shonen. Like, a lot of the problems you may have had with Naruto, you're probably not going to have with Samurai 8. It's really complex, but it's very, very good. So I think they also see the bigger picture. I think they see that once this gets a gorgeous anime, which the adaptation, they better get Madhouse Studio, Ufotable, somebody very big and very talented to do this, because if not, then it's completely a failure, and Masashi Kishimoto's name is going to be stained, because Naruto, one of the most highest selling manga of all time, period, to go from that to Samurai 8's first 2 volumes, because according to the release, Samurai 8 volume 1 and 2 did 23,000 sales thus far, I want to say, in its first week. And in comparison, Kimetsu no Yaiba, aka Demon Slayer, with his first volume 1 and 2, did 41,000. And this is that this series, Samurai 8, has had a ridiculous push. I think both books debut less than 65 on the top charts, and now I want to say in the following week it stood a little bit in the top 50. I think it rose a little bit or whatever, but that is horrible. That is horrible considering all the marketing, the money spent, Masashi Kishimoto having this big name attached and everything. Like, to do 23,000 for the first 2 volumes, I remember they asked Hungry Joker, the series prior to Black Clover, that the creator of Black Clover did, and he did about, what, I want to say it was like 14,000, 17,000 on his first volume of that series, and they still got rid of him. So if they keep Samurai 8 around, you know it's because, 1, they have a big investment, 2, they see the bigger picture. Because again, similar to Demon Slayer, from my understanding, one of the reasons why they kept that series around, despite the fact that, don't get me wrong, it's high quality and all that stuff, was it was one of those editors' choices and one of those things where they really believed in this series and kept pushing it. And look now, Demon Slayer, from my understanding, it is doing insane to where bookstores are having to put, sorry, you know, the latest volume, we're out of print of it, please don't be mad. That's how great Demon Slayer is. And I think that that's the long haul type of push they need to do with Samurai 8. Maybe the first 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever volumes are probably going to do poor. I don't see it really, you know, drastically jumping, even though, what is the first 15 chapters or so is like, once we get to a certain point, Samurai 8 already does something crazy, insane things. So Samurai 8 is great. It's just that the beginning is rough, and I think when we get to an anime, which again, I don't doubt that it's getting an anime, I don't see this getting canceled again. Don't say, like, you know, a lot of people are saying Samurai 8 is getting canceled, it's a failure, get it out of here. I don't see it getting canceled. The anime needs to make it, okay? The anime needs to simplify certain things, explain things in a very easy to digest way. They can't just throw it all at you like the way the manga did. They gotta break things down, and I think that this could go the long haul because it got the quality writing, the art in already 20 chapters. People had a little bit of complaints about the art in the beginning because it's not drawn by Masashi Kishimoto. They have another artist that does the art for it. The art has improved. The storytelling is great. A lot of the battles is going to be some of the most complex battles I've seen. The battle system alone is just insane. So in the long haul, Samurai 8, I still believe can be a huge success. But as it stands right now, it's starting off to a very, very bad start, and looking like if they don't pick up the ball, if they don't really push this, if this doesn't get an anime, not soon, but somewhere, you know, maybe 100 chapters or something like that, Samurai 8 might be a failure. And that's a scary thought, because again, it's coming from a very high profile creator. And you know, if Samurai 8 does fail, I could see Masashi Kishimoto being like, oh well, I'll just go back to Naruto Part 4, baby! Because let's be honest, he's sitting on a gold mine that he's like, that's cool, I love that franchise, I'm done with it, I want to do something else. So I want to see Samurai 8 succeed, I want to see it win. Kind of curious for a lot of people that maybe you checked out a couple chapters of Samurai 8 and you don't like it. Like, not people that, oh, they've never read it. I don't, you know, your opinion on it, it's invalid because you have not read it. You haven't read a single chapter. How are you going to say anything about it? You know what I'm saying? For people that have given it at least somewhat of a chance, why is it, if you don't like it, that you don't like it? What is wrong with the series that you feel as though is too much for you? Is it the complexities of all the detail? Was it the art? Because I'm telling you right now, Samurai 8 in 20-something chapters, it is quickly becoming a very, very awesome, well-written, incredible journey that I'm already getting invested in. And it's not about it being Masashi Kishimoto's work, you know. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate and respect what he's doing. It's just a pretty damn good story. And for fans of Samurai 8 thus far, what do you think it's going to take to make this series pop? Again, it isn't doing that well. This is like a failure in the beginning, but I have hope and I have faith in Masashi Kishimoto. He made Naruto huge. He could probably do it again. Let's not completely count him out just yet. But that's all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications of my videos. Hit it, hit it, hit it. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy! Have an awesome day, peace in, and hopefully Samurai 8 could pick it up. Like, I don't want to see him go out like that. We can't let him go out like that. Enjoy the next ride, but I was the best ride.